He might have some action here. Jay-Z, don't even listen, man. You about to have 1,000 different reaction channels breaking down every photo Jay-Z ever took with Harvey Weinstein, any deals they ever made together, any movies they did together. They about to start breaking down body language. Oh, trust me, bro. Jay is overly cooked.
What's up, yo? How you doing today? Welcome to Vidwon Reacts. And today we're gonna talk about the Epstein files. They just been released, and man, there's a lot of names there, man. But two names that come to question are the names of hip hop legends Jay-Z and Pusha T. And everybody's like, wow, how are these guys in this? We're gonna get into this video with by Poetic Flacco called Jay-Z and Pusha T are beyond cooked after this. Let's get right into it.
2019, when Epstein was initially arrested, the FBI opened up a tip line. And the tip line was for anybody with any type of information on Epstein, his co-conspirators, if you were a young woman who was there, because the Epstein network was so vast that when the FBI arrested Epstein, for the most part, they thought they didn't even uncover 1% of the iceberg. So this tip line was opened up. Now, this tip line had a lot of accusations coming through. Unfortunately for Jay-Z and Pusha T, they both had allegations about themselves come through the tip line. In the case of Jay-Z, he's beyond cooked in the eyes of public perception because the victim came forward July 10th, 2019, 8:20 a.m. Eastern. On July 10th, 2019 at 8:20 a.m. Eastern, the particular victim called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to identify herself as a victim of abuse by Jeffrey Epstein and others. Now, they provided the following information. So this essentially is like a transcript of what they provided. So they said in approximately 1994, listen, man, there's a bunch of redaction. I'm assuming is victim names, et cetera, et cetera. So this got redacted, but she revealed herself to blank, which I'm assuming is like the call center employee that answered this call, as a past victim of abuse by Jeffrey Epstein. She described the abuse occurred during parties. Now, we all know, a bunch of these.
Yeah, but what are the names? Like, we know this. This is this is like it's legal. It's out there. It's on Google. But what about the other shit?
Did happen at these parties, right? I think Jeffrey Epstein was known to throw these really like wild parties that had these like wild massages. I think like in like the first little piece of Epstein files that kind of got released like a couple years ago, we heard, like there were like midgets there, like there were like really, 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 really tiny people, like 4'9" midgets, and like people indulged in that. Like it was Jeffrey Epstein apparently provided you with whatever your speed was. If your speed was dwarfs, he would provide you with dwarfs. Okay, that's what went down at these parties. Okay, so yeah, so apparently she was brought to parties, and she was the party favor for a bunch of weirdos and creeped. Redactions right here are very suspicious. So blank. So this is like the victim's name. Further identified blank as a friend of blank. I'm assuming blank and blank are now minors. Blank and blank are people in high position of power. So she will claim that in approximately 1996, which is about 2 years after this whole nonsense began to happen, where she was being used as party favors at Epstein. Apparently,
Okay, so these papers they were classified until now. This got released with the Epstein, the whole Epstein thing, huh? Okay, now I understand.
she resided with blank, which is I'm assuming like one of her like perpetrators in blank state. An unknown man abducted her from her home when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay-Z. So she apparently lived at this residence with somebody I'm assuming is also a perpetrator, and they kidnapped her. They abducted her from that home, and she woke up to the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z, while Weinstein apparently had his fingers into, we can probably guess where he had his finger into, right?
Oh shit. This is crazy. So in other words, they was graping her. That's crazy. Niggas, I don't understand dudes, bro. Like there's no need to be graping. Like you're a fucking celebrity, bro. Like you could get that for free practically.
Now, she believed that she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. Now, she estimated she was abducted on 7 occasions. Now, hold on, man. Seven? Awakened each time in an
7 occasions, that sounds like you down with it after a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? 7 occasions. That's ridiculous, bro.
opulent indoor setting. She suffered from abuse on multiple of those occasions in which Epstein participated. She recalled that Leon Black and William Barr, current United States Attorney General, being present during some of the occasion of abuse. In approximately 2006, she last recalled being abused by Epstein. Now, okay, so this started in 1994 and lasted to about 2006. I'm assuming at some point here she stopped being a minor, right? Yeah, like I'm assuming. Let's just say what she was 14 in 1994. That would mean by 1998 she became 18, and this lasted until 2006.
My thing is, where are the parents for this girl? Like, if she started when she was 14, that means the parents got something to do with it, right? Like how they even engaged into getting this girl into the island. That's crazy, bro.
Now I'm not questioning, whatever she went through as a minor. If if she's being truthful about what happened here, is very unfortunate. But for this to last until 2006, like there's something very wrong with that picture from my perspective, to be honest. From her story, she didn't really list anything that Jay-Z did specifically, but she did say that Harvey Weinstein, digitally penetrated her, but Jay-Z didn't, penetrate her. Jay-Z was just present, which to me is just as bad, right? Like if this
Of course, that's just as bad. There's a fucking minor getting stuff done to her. Like, of course it's bad. What are you doing? Why you ain't preventing it? Why are you even there? Do you like seeing shit like this? Wow.
alleged minor was abducted from her home, brought to an Epstein mansion, and it was you, Harvey Weinstein, and Epstein there, and this minor was enduring abuse in your presence, to me, you are just as guilty as whoever is doing the abuse. I don't distinguish the difference between the two. Whoever is there is just as guilty and equally as guilty.
Of course, you're part of the party.
But again, this is just a tip, right? Now, however this tip was investigated, no charges were ever brought, right? Like as far as I know, Jay Z was never brought for a subpoena, a deposition, nothing. And this particular tip didn't go anywhere. But because the tip came in about Epstein, it was included in the Epstein files. Fortunately for Pusha T, we can't say the same because she did list things that Pusha T did specifically. Now it will
Wow. This is crazy.
continue, and it will state on each occasion she believed she was drugged, clouded her memory. She attributed the drugging as frequently performed by persons assigned as handlers. Now, one of the handlers she would say would be Pusha T, because at the time, I would say Pusha T don't really belong in those rooms. Pusha T was not a superstar. He was not a megastar. He wasn't somebody of importance. So if somebody like Pusha T was in those rooms, Pusha T would probably be the handler, right? The doughboy, the do boy, right? The store runner, to right? Because Pusha T wasn't no megastar. Jay Z
Yeah, he was probably getting the drugs for him, honestly. Knowing him. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand Jay Z being in rooms with Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. Pusha T don't really fit in those rooms at all, bruh. That's like you seen Poetic Flacco in a room with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. You will say, "What is this dirtball doing in this room?" I'm probably the handler in that regard. Okay, so this story makes sense, to be honest. Again, I'm not saying Pusha is guilty of anything. I'm just saying Pusha role being in that room makes sense. Okay, Now it will continue, and she will say, among her handlers, she identified the artist Pusha T. In approximately 2007, she attended a party following invitation from an unknown man who approached her as she walked down the street. Weinstein and Pusha T also attended the party and drugged her before engaging in abuse. So now Pusha
Oh man, Push is going down, bro. So apparently, this is what I'm thinking. Like these guys, they got this whole shit set up, and they need the stuff, and they gotta call Pusher. Pusher comes through with all the stuff. Boom, 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 boom. Gets hit off, but instead of leaving, he participates. Crazy.
T went from being just a handler to now Pusha T was also engaging in the abuse. Now, she claimed to have additional information of other persons involved in the enterprise and information related to the racketeering conducted in support of the trafficking. She further believed she was under surveillance and stalked at the direction of the people involved in the abuse. She confirmed she was not diagnosed with any mental illness. She refused to provide her physical address, advising that she maintained no permanent address. Rather, she moved between staying at different hotels. So this was somebody who was homeless.
That's crazy. She's homeless and she's moving from hotel to hotel, scared, scared of the machine. You know what I'm saying? She was scared of the machine. These guys, they all got power. You know?
Which I don't know if that gives more credibility or takes it away. I'm not about to, like diminish the abuse just because of somebody right now, probably in a position that's unfavorable. Right, a lot of people see a homeless woman making these allegations, and they'll probably say, crazy." I don't know, man.
Nah, I don't say that. You know why I don't say that? Because you don't know. It might have been those incidents that led her to being homeless. You understand? Maybe she had a whole I mean, she got abducted when she was 14. So she had to have somebody taking care of her. You know what I'm saying? Unless she was in the system and she was adopted and they released her to these people. Either way, I believe that situation that happened to her was the reason that she's homeless.
Now, what I would say, man, is Kanye West have been telling us for years that one of these dudes was on Epstein Island, that one of these dudes were involved with Epstein, but we just ain't been paying attention. This song wasn't dropped too long ago, right? On World War III version 2, Kanye West says, know some ninjas that went to that island. Why the F would you go to that island?
Crazy, crazy. And then that picture right there. Damn, that's crazy. I mean, these guys, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. You came from the streets. Like, at what point did you like get weirdo? You know?
Now, Kanye West, has been around Pusha, has been around Jay-Z. They've been feuding for a little while now. One could probably only imagine that if he were to be talking about some dudes, he'll probably be talking about Pusha or Jay Z. Man, I just listen, man. I'm just a messenger here, bro. Hey, Rock Nation. All right, don't hurt me, bro. All right, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just reporting what I think could apply here. But we've been calling Kanye crazy for a while now, man. But the one thing we know is we didn't see allegations involving Kanye's name, man. Ain't that crazy?
Exactly. The crazy guy. That's what's crazy. He's the crazy guy, but he's the only one. And then he's a billionaire. So he could have had access to whatever, but he didn't choose to. See? That shows a lot, bro. All that craziness, but he still got his pride, you know, intact, his soul intact.
The one person we call crazy, we call a lunatic, we call bipolar, we say he belongs in a mental health institute. Somehow that person is the only person we don't see in these Epstein files. we don't see with nasty allegations towards his name. Now, Jay Z to me, and here's why I think it's cooked. Okay, even though the allegations are unsubstantiated because these are just tips coming through a hotline. Fortunately for Jay, the world already wants to believe these allegations. So there's nothing Jay can do to really convince people that he's not guilty. Man, as soon as Jay Z hit that B, bro, hit that Billy, hit that billion, hip hop got really suspicious of Jay Z. And also, too, hip hop getting suspicious of Jay Z is for good reasons. Like, we seen how
Yeah, once he hit that Billy, man, he had to transform in order to adapt to the machine. A lot of people ask me, "Yo, what are you talking about when you say the machine?" When I say the machine, I say the industry, the people that control it, the people with the most money, the people that say who gets in, who gets out, the doorkeepers, you know, the old families, with the big money, those companies that you've seen around for years before your mom was born, before your grandpa was born. They've been around. That's the machine. And I feel like when you're there, you need, when you hit the Billy, you need to join the machine, or they're so scared of you that they might try to do something to you. You understand what I'm saying? If you're not down with them.
Jay Z operated with the NFL, bro. We seen how Jay Z sold out for a buck. So we've already been very suspicious of Jay Z, and Rock Nation right now is public enemy number one. And because people want to believe these rumors, they want to, believe this, they want this to be true. There's nothing Jay Z can do to convince the public it's not.
Yeah, he's cooked. He's cooked, and he's already been building so many allegations and so much stuff. And then the other thing with Diddy, and I'm telling you, man, um, and don't be surprised if within the next 3 weeks, next month and a half, 50 Cent pulls out that documentary. Bam, just to hit him hard, you know?
Sorry, bruh. All right. There's nothing. Jay Z can come out and yell to the top of the moon and speak. There's nothing Jay Z can do to convince us it's not true because the public wants to believe this is true. Now, Pusha T may have some saving grace here because Pusha T, for the most part, ain't somebody who's hated, and Pusha T ain't somebody who we are rooting against. And by we, I'm just saying the public.
Yeah. A lot of people are probably gonna say, hey, yo, Pusha, he probably was there pushing. You know what I'm saying? He was pushing and then he kept it pushing, you know? But Jay-Z, he's one of those dudes that you either love him or you hate him, you know? And right now, man, the public, this is something that the public was waiting for, to hate him. And damn, boy, you cooked.
So Pusha T might have some action here. Jay Z, don't even listen, man. You about to have 1,000 different reaction channels breaking down every photo Jay Z ever took with Harvey Weinstein, any deals they ever made together, any movies they did together. They about to start breaking down body language. Oh, trust me, bro. Jay is overly cooked. It's over with. Now, when I surveyed the landscape, right, when I surveyed what people are currently thinking, I'll be real, it sounds like Jay Z's cooked, bro. Because how people are treating these Epstein files, they're not treating these Epstein files as allegations. They're saying these Epstein files have been hidden for so long that whatever is on these files have to be truth because while
Yeah, everybody's just expecting it. Like, yo, that's the truth. They've been hitting so long, it's for a reason. And now this comes out, and he's cooked.
they hide it for so long. So when your name is wrapped up in these files, kiss, kiss, kiss your public reputation goodbye, man. People believe these Epstein files are the gospel, and because they believe they're the gospel, bruh, it's They believe you touch kids, bro. I'm sorry. Hey, man, I hate to be the one who talk. They believe you touch kids, bro. That's just
And some, and some. Not just that, and some. You know, and that's scary, bro. I'm telling you, these people, these rituals and all this crazy stuff going on, and now with this Epstein file, I wonder what Rock Nation's answer to that is gonna be. It's gonna be some weird shit, you know. But I mean, what you think is gonna happen to Jay Z and Pusha T, and how the public's perspective is gonna be? Let me know in the comments. Um, I don't wish bad to no one, but that's just the way life is. And these Epstein files, man, they done put a lot of people in problems. You know, it's a lot more to come. All these podcasts and all these YouTubers, they're gonna explode with this shit. But till next time, let me know what you think. And do you think that Jay Z and Pusha T are gonna face the law, or if it's gonna be hidden away, swept away under the rug? Till next time, make sure you like, subscribe. Shout out to Poetic Flacco for always breaking it down the way he does. Until next time, man. Peace.